Hello! Hello, everyone. Cheers to you. Cheers to Thursday. It's Thursday. We're back. So I am heading to, I am heading to get together tonight, and I was thinking about all the food that's going to be there and just how it can be really hard to go to a gathering and not stay on track or stay sane and kind of lose it and eat all the food. And so I thought this would be relevant and hopefully helpful. I don't know how many gatherings there really are this time of year, but we'll revisit at the holidays. Anyways, cheers to you. I hope you had an awesome week. As always, these Thursday night videos are for you. I always want to cover a nutrition topic that you're interested in or that will be helpful for you, because I understand there's so much information out there. It can be like really confusing and really hard to figure out like what's right and what's wrong and what's actually gonna help you. And so this is just to clear the air. So if you ever have questions or topics that you'd be interested in having me cover, please let me know. You can comment on this video or like anywhere on my page at any time. I'm always looking for new topics. So tonight, staying sane when you're going to the party. So I'm not going to cover the typical ones like, you know, eat a meal before you go, although don't go super hungry. These are the tips that I actually use when I'm going to a party and I want to stay, I hate to say stay on track, but just like not lose my mind thinking about all the food that's gonna be there, which I feel like is what happens to us. We kind of like go crazy thinking about like, oh my God, there's gonna be this food and how am I gonna, you know, I'm trying to lose weight and I'm trying to stay on track with my diet, and we just spin ourselves kind of out of control thinking about all these things. So these are the tips that I use to keep myself sane and really enjoy myself at the party. So the first two tips are before you even leave the house. Yes, don't go super hungry, but the first thing, oh my God, I forgot what it was. I get a little nervous on these talking to the camera. Sometimes, yes, these are truly my tips that I use on myself, but I have to write them down because I don't want to forget and just sit here saying, oh, what? So I'm sorry for that. All right, so the first thing, choose your indulgent items ahead of time. So yeah, you're going to a party, there's gonna be chips and dip and cheese and crackers and fried chicken. I don't know what kind of party you're going to. There might be like fried chicken, wings, you know, that kind of thing. Yes, there's gonna be indulgent food there. The issue that most of us have is we know we're going to a party. We know there's gonna be those indulgent foods that are really tempting for us, and we, in our minds, don't allow ourselves to go there. So it's always, you know, it's not an option. We're not allowed to eat that food. And then when we get there, it becomes even more tempting. We tell ourselves we can't eat it, and then we get there and we're faced with it, and it's like, oh my God, but I want it so bad, and I'm gonna eat it. And then we end up like eating everything. Instead of saying, you know what, I am going to this party, but it's okay for me to indulge in a couple things and to really enjoy myself. That eliminates the guilt. So now we know ahead of time that we're gonna go there, that yeah, there is gonna be food that we really want, and that's okay. And we're gonna indulge and enjoy it, and tomorrow we're gonna wake up and we're not gonna feel guilty about having done that. So I pick a couple things that I'm gonna indulge in ahead of time. For like a holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I might pick a couple more, but for just the average get together, 2 is plenty. And usually like on a holiday, you know, Thanksgiving, for instance, I might pick a specific item. So I might say I'm gonna indulge in mashed potatoes, a piece of pie, and I don't know, you know, a potato dish or something. with cheese. Or an appetite, I don't know, whatever it is. I might pick those specific items. And so I already know those specific items are kind of like my really like indulgent treats, and I get excited about it. But this party, I don't know what's going to be there, so I'm not specifying. I'm just saying I'm going to indulge in 2 things. And when I get there, those 2 things, I'm going to pick them out, survey the buffet, and pick those things out. Don't kind of say, oh my God, it all looks good, and then you end up like eating everything. Pick it out, be picky. If there's a couple things that like don't look good, but they look really indulgent, and so you might just taste them, I mean, that's not, you're wasting your calories or your indulgent items. Pick and choose your couple favorite things and put those on your plate. Don't just stand over them and eat them. Put them on a plate and like really savor them. So I think like one of the issues is that we kind of get to a party, there are a lot of distractions. We've got a lot going on in our mind, thinking about all these foods and should I eat it? Should I not eat it? Is it gonna help me get to where I wanna go? Oh my God, it's not. I'm just gonna eat all of it. We've also got like family and friends we're trying to catch up with. We get really distracted. What ends up happening is we kind of go into a fog and eat everything like without being conscious of it and without tasting it. And then what was the point in the first place? So when you get your indulgent items, put them on a plate and like really savor them. Like that's what food's all about, is about like really tasting it and enjoying it. So eat slowly, eat consciously, and really enjoy it. That's what it's all about. And then, okay, so we've picked our 2 indulgent items. This is before we've even gotten to the party. And if we don't know specifically, that's okay. Just say in your mind, I'm definitely gonna eat 2 indulgent things. And then the other thing I like to do is think about the reason for the gathering and 3 things that I'm excited about for this gathering that have nothing to do with the food. This might be funny because when it comes to like the major holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, to top of mind, how often do you think about like what else goes into those holidays other than the food? We kind of, those have both become like really food-centered holidays, and probably, you know, I guess Thanksgiving kind of is, but we're also like giving thanks for our family, our friends, all the, you know, wonderful things that we have in our life. What does eat slowly mean? It means take a bite, set your fork down, chew it, think about it, really breathe in, breathe deeply, think about the flavor, and be thankful that you get to eat that food. That's what eating slowly is. But with these big major holidays nowadays, we're kind of like a food-centered culture, and those holidays are more about the food than they are about what the actual holiday is about, which is getting together with your loved ones, showering them with gifts, giving thanks for all that you have in your life. That's great. So this party tonight is not a holiday party, but it is really special. My best friend doesn't live in town. She just had a baby. So I'm going to see her new baby, her family. I'm so excited to talk to her and to see the baby and to talk to her family and all of those wonderful things. Like this is a gift in my life, and I'm so excited about that. So that's what I'm thinking about, the top 3 things that I'm excited about for this party that have nothing to do with the food. And this takes my mind off of all those anxiety thoughts of like, what am I gonna eat? Is it gonna be fattening? Am I gonna be on my diet? Am I gonna blah, 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 blah? Am I gonna eat, you know, unhealthy? And how am I gonna feel tomorrow? I'm kind of like stepping away from that, stepping away from the food and the anxiety, and just like embracing all of the amazing things that I can't wait to enjoy at the party. You don't have that setting. What setting? You don't. There's no setting necessary for like eating slowly and enjoying your food, Tony. No excuses here. I'm sorry you were in the military. My grade school was militant about how fast we ate. We had like 10 minutes to eat lunch. I'm over it. You can't eat slowly. You can't take 20 minutes to eat your food. excuses. I almost said something really vulgar there. If you've ever heard, excuses are like, I won't say it. We all have excuses, Tony. Let it go. Okay, so the 3 things that you're excited about for this party that have nothing to do with food. Take your mind off of the food, and you can do this for, any random gathering and like a holiday gathering where you really want to be focused on something other than the food. Even for Thanksgiving, which kind of is about, like, now it's like kind of about the food. Think about all the things that you're thankful for. Okay. And next, once we get to the party, so we already know our indulgent items. We're excited about something other than the food. We get there, and kind of the buffet has become the place to stand and gather, and that makes sense because that's where the food is. We all just kind of stand there and eat and eat and eat and talk and talk and talk, and that's it's not working. So what you need to do is get your plate and get your date and walk away from the buffet. When you're standing at the buffet, even if you have a plate, it's so easy just to like continue to pile more on the plate. If you don't have a plate, it's probably even worse because you can just like free for all it. And it is so easy. Have you ever like eaten a full bowl of chips and like not even realized it? I mean, your mind is somewhere else. You're in a conversation and you're just eating and eating and eating and not even acknowledging it. So that's not going to serve you. That's certainly not going to make you feel better the next day. That's where that guilt's really going to come in. Sorry, I wasn't vulgar. You've attempted for years. Try or try not. Wait, what is it? Do or do not. Do what? Oh, that's a Yoda quote. Do or do not try. Just stop doing it. It's easy as that. Okay, so you get to the party. Don't stand at the buffet. That's just literally a recipe for you to just continually eat and eat and eat. So make yourself a plate. Like I said, plates are important when we get to our parties. So we pick our 2 indulgent items. They go on our plate. This is to help remind us that we have our indulgent items there. When you don't use the plate system, it's really easy to choose 3, 4, 5 indulgent items and just say, oh, well, I wasn't aware of it because I'm just grazing, or I don't have a plate. I'm not seeing it in front of me. So you make your plate, you pick your 2 indulgent items. And the other thing with the plate, helps with our portion sizes, and it slows us down because we have one hand holding the plate and one hand trying to eat. So the plate's really important. It's got many factors there. But make your plate, pick your indulgent items, pick something, other stuff. I like to do, I know this is annoying, but some veggies really help to fill you up, like bulk up. That fiber is bulky, and it just sits in our stomach and expands our stomach, makes us feel full. So I'll get some veggies on there, and that's kind of building my plate, filling it up. Also gives me, the veggies kind of give you that hand-to-mouth satisfaction, and especially if whoever you're speaking with is like talking or eating, is eating, and you don't want to feel like left out. That kind of gives you that like crunching, munching, hand-to-mouth thing without adding a ton of calories. Small but frequent portions. Yeah, 1 plate that you fill 8 times. No, you get 1 plate, you fill it, not super full, but you put your 2 indulgent items on there, and then I try to fill the rest of mine with some fiber. So whether that's a fruit or vegetable, maybe there's like some really good like fiber crackers there or something, a salad option. Those would be the things that I like fill the rest of it with. And I try to eat slowly so that I wasn't just shoveling it down and then wanting to go get another plate. So that's where the slow comes in. And that's where like a veggie stick, celery, carrot, something that takes a long time to chew is gonna like really serve you because you're gonna be munching, but it takes a while to get through it, as opposed to like a handful of crackers and dip or chips and dip. I mean, you could go through that in a minute easily. So yeah, small portions, and hopefully not too frequently. I usually do like kind of think about it ahead of time. Like, am I going to have 1 or 2 plates? This is just forethought and foreplanning, and that's really helpful because you already know when you get there what you're gonna do. There's no question. There's no like, should I? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm going to. And then you just end up doing it 3 times. So deciding ahead of time, getting sensible portions, and then there do or do not. There is no try. That's it. So attempting to stop it, that is trying to stop it. Just stop it. Stop or stop not. There is no attempt. How about that? So yeah, those are my 3 tips to recap, in case you missed it through all my mumbling. Ahead of time, decide your indulgent items. Decide how many indulgent items you're going to have. Phone is always low on battery. Be as specific as you can. If you know what's going to be there, then you can pick ahead of time, but you don't want to get into the situation where you get there and you're, hi, Hayley. Oh, I was like, hey, John. But you don't want to get into the situation where you get there and you haven't made this decision, or you haven't finalized your decision, and you just kind of allow yourself to spin out and eat everything on the buffet. So you decide ahead of time, I'm going to have 2 indulgent items. They are going to be this and this, and then you get there and that's what you have. If you don't know what's going to be there, that's okay. Just be as specific as possible. So I'm going to have 1 dip, the best looking dip, and then I'm going to have, some cheese and crackers or whatever it is. So picking ahead of time as specifically as you can. Think of the 3 things at the party that you're going to enjoy more than the food, or that you're really, really excited about. This is just takes your mind off that food, and once you get there, it helps to focus you on all of the amazing things that are happening at the gathering that have nothing to do with the food. And then lastly, don't stand at the buffet. This is a recipe for like reaching and dipping and eating and not being conscious of it. So make your plate. It's annoying. I know we've heard it 1,000 times, but filling it with veggies, because those satisfy that hand to mouth. They also take a long time to eat. So you can sit there and eat with somebody, because that's what's comfortable. Is if they're eating, you want to be eating too. You can sit there and crunch with somebody and not really have any like caloric backlash from that. So those are my tips. As always, cheers to you. Thank you for being here. Cheers to Thursday. Please let me know if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover on the page. Hayley, maybe some gluten-free topics. I'm gluten-free now too. But yeah, thanks for being here, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.